CCTV shows mom's final moments before son's deadly rampage. Before we dive in, kindly hit the subscribe button and let us know where you are watching from in the comment. Everybody needs to get out. Everybody needs to get out of the store. Everybody needs to get out of the store. No, 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 no. Did you see where he went? I knew I should have hit the car. It's none of this is your call. None of this is your call. You should have hit the car. There's going to be several of us clearing the outdoor garden center. We have not cleared this yet. So we had 2 people on the back door or the side doors coming to the garden center itself. Will you be real with me? Absolutely. Go ahead. Is she still alive? No, she's dead. Thank you for your so. Is that what upset you more, was the SD, or that she was stepping out on you? Officer Dilva had already cleared the call and was back in his car. It was then the radio traffic suddenly changed everything. Millions. Possible shots fired in the area of the Home Depot. It's going to be 5309 North Davis Highway, 539 North Davis Brennan Fontaine calls. Multiple 911 calls were now flooding in from the Home Depot on North Davis Highway. Someone had just fired a weapon inside the Home Depot in aisle 52. 5 to 6 shots inside, possibly near aisle 3. Possibly a victim on the floor there of aisle 52. With the possibility of an active mass shooter, several units were immediately attached to the call. Senior Deputy Sheriff Shelley was the first to arrive. 17497. Multiple people outside confirming shooting down by the garden center. They should have done this. The suspect was already gone. Is there any victims I need? There's a victim down and out. Now came the split-second decision. Every first responder dreads. Go after the suspect or stop and help the victim. I'm heading in. I got a victim on 52. 52. What the happened? He ran out. She's gone. 174 confirmed, signal 7. There's multiple shells. We're just because we got casings. Don't kick them, please. That's what I told him. Don't touch. In aisle 52, a teenage black female was lying face down and unresponsive. She had been shot multiple times. Around her, at least 7 spent shell casings were scattered across the floor. I saw him run out. Let's not pick any of them up. Let's not even mark them. There may be shells up in the stall. He was, if we kicked the out of this, it's kind of no, we're okay at that point. We're good. As shells started locking down the scene, more officers rushed into the store. We're at that point. We're good. Hey, let's clear on out here. On the floor nearby was a walkie-talkie. Something 67-year-old employee Jeff Roberts tried to grab. Okay, don't touch. It's not yours. Well, I didn't know if it was no, I think it was hers with no. Hers is in her back. That's all right. Hers is in her backyard. Damn. I heard it in the area. I didn't hear Home Depot. Oh, I heard Home Depot. Probably just missed him. We're still in the parking lot, right? Yeah. From the looks of the scene, the suspect had emptied the magazine and fled. Armed and still unaccounted for, he could be anywhere. More units were called in. The priority now was to clear the entire building. Everybody needs to get out. 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 Everybody needs to get out of the store. Everybody needs to get out of the store. No, but Johnny starts set up one. So it's confirmed he left the store. Left the store. That's the same one. Back in aisle 52, the violence of what had just happened was hard to ignore, but the officers had no time to dwell on it. The scene had to be secured, and the store had to be cleared. Hey, have we cleared the entire for you? No, but let's get a manager and get everybody out of the store. Yeah, let's get everybody out. You got this? Yeah, I got this. They're deceived. They said they went run that way. We're going to work. Yeah. Just don't let anybody else out. We're close. I work here. I need to get away. Okay, very good. We're going to need that. Can you get on that right video for me? Can you get on that right away? Yes. CCTV would help piece it together, but that would have to wait. Right now, every civilian still inside needs to get out. Can't. No. Did you see? Did you see where he went? He did. You have to stay out. You have to stay out. Okay. Officers began taking positions. We've already got an entry team. We're clearing the building now. Have everybody hold their position. They moved aisle by aisle, weapons up, clearing the store section by section. They said something at aisle 3, didn't they? Must be way up front by in the lighting section. Yeah, he's down. That one down. Yeah. Oh, aye, guard. Then suddenly an alarm started going off from the back of the building. This alarm likely meant someone had just gone through the rear exit. Units were immediately redirected to check the back door from outside. 2 officers broke off and ran toward the rear exit, hoping to intercept the suspect. That way, you'll see where he went. There was a girl maybe behind him, but that door locks automatically. So, I don't know if there's somebody in there that got shot. Okay, if he wasn't outside, that meant one thing. He could still be somewhere inside the store. All right, we're up. Come on. Hold on. All right, we're good to go. Hi. There are other people inside Home Depot currently clearing it. So we don't know the suspects out there yet, right? From a lot of people that hold these doors and clear this, 2 people on these doors and other people will go through this area here. Officer Meeks took charge of the search at the garden center, but he still wasn't sure whether the suspect had escaped or was still hiding somewhere on the property. 2 or 3 were on the outside in the garden center. We have not confirmed that the suspect's tentative. Is that correct? Because we're being told different things. One of y'all hold this right over here. We haven't cleared this yet. So we're gonna start clearing this one by one. There's going to be several us clearing the outdoor garden center. We have not cleared this yet. So we had 2 people on the back door or the side doors coming to the garden center itself. Can you get this? We're gonna get all these roads first. Then we'll move up. B, you come here. To the front door. Start moving up. Yep, go ahead. It was a difficult situation. Officers needed the store empty, but at the same time, they had to bring an employee back in to help access the surveillance footage. The employee pulled the footage and stepped right back out. Then back. There's a number of people this way to your right. Just get him hang out with that surround. The review was quick but critical. The suspect had run out through the main entrance. He was no longer inside. The video is going to be a black male, short hair, blue jacket, khaki pants, black shoes. The early 20s went out. Now the main entrance. The footage showed a black male entering through the front doors. He walked down the aisle, turned left into aisle 52, and seconds later, people began running out. Then the same man was seen sprinting back toward the entrance he had come through. What are you doing in here? Go back here. We cleared the garden. SWAT's doing that. Okay, we're told to go back out since doing it. The suspect was seen running out in the CCTV footage. SWAT was brought in to fully clear the building. I don't know. We went in there and fixed us to get out, supposed to be clearing it now. So I have no idea. While SWAT handled the issue, Officer Meeks focused on the outside. We haven't secured this parking lot yet. We have no idea if the suspect's still doing this video. We got witnesses. We got a whole bunch of people on this parking lot. All that. Now, the parking lot needed to be cleared and witnesses needed to be found fast. Hey, everybody move this way. This way, my man. Yeah. If y'all will head towards the center of the parking lot back that way. The other one. You what? Our parking lot or the other parking lot? Your parking lot. Just back that way between your store and the car wash. That's when officers learned there was another gunshot victim. She's got what? Bullet wound in her back. Okay, that's the young lady that's Tiana Thomas. She was working in the same aisle 52. When the shots rang out, she turned and ran toward the garden center. As she reached the end of the aisle, a bullet struck her in the back. Yeah, that's a scrape. That's a scrape. Stay right here. We'll get somebody to come look at you. She was taken to Sacred Heart Hospital where doctors confirmed it was a grazing wound. Tiana Thomas was very lucky. Then 62-year-old Thomas Villanov came forward. He told Officer McCracken he had been sitting in his truck when he saw the suspect running toward him. What happened? What you got? That's my truck right there. I see my truck. I just loaded up. I saw the guy run around the corner. He had on a blue jacket, black male, 25 to 30, 61. Slim build. He had a Glock 19 in this hand running. When I saw the Glock, I'm like, so? Black male around in his 20s, 6 feet 1 inch, Glock, mostly blue with white stripes on the sweat jacket, workout jacket. Zip up the front workout jacket. I think he got in the black Cadillac SRX. I think he got in the Cadillac SRX. I almost hit him close, but he got between the cars. I couldn't hit him fast enough. Officer McCracken quickly pushed that description out over the radio. Blue jacket with white stripes on the front. Possibly a Glock 19. Last seen running away from the Home Depot, more north toward. Villeneuve then added something that changed the direction of the search. He believed the suspect was not alone. Someone picked him up. The Cadillac picked him up. What's the vehicle? The Cadillac. A black Cadillac SRX. A black Cadillac SRX is what witnesses tell me. He had even tried to hit him with his truck, but the suspect moved too quickly. I knew I should have hit the car. It's none of this is your fault. None of this is hit. Was he saying anything or doing anything? No, he was hauling. He heard me screaming tires behind him and he just kicked him. He was almost certain he got into the Cadillac, but he wasn't 100% sure. Almost had where is he? Right there. And then see that tree right there? Yeah. He disappeared. A black Cadillac SRX pulled in front of me to pull out of the parking lot the same time shots were fired and he disappeared. He could not have got around that fence fast enough. He got in that car. That's the only place he could have gone. It's either that or he ditched under fire real quick and I turned back around and checked. I'm guessing he's left-handed. I was more focused on Hunter's ass over at his face. Once the store was finally cleared, investigators were able to slow down and start identifying everyone involved. That's when they learned the victim was not a customer. It almost looked like some kind of inventory crew. I was going to say somebody out there knows or said that they know that somebody is Jeremiah Woolmermack. He saw it all. He saw the shooting unfold and watched his coworker collapse in the aisle. It's a female. From my point of view, it's a female. One of my coworkers, she count. Okay, I'm on aisle 1. They're like on this way behind me. I heard a voice that I don't recognize. I thought he was cussing, but I heard him looking down there cause she been down counting. He said, "You think I'm playing with you?" Or something like that. Like he made comments say, "You think I'm playing with you or you think I'm talking?" He made that type of comment. Unloaded and he just started shooting. That's it. So like you got to so the victim is an employee. Yes, one of our employees. The victim is one of our employees. Man, he is a mystery man. We trying to figure out this somebody that she knows or something like it's like he targeted her. Did you in their conversation, did it sound like they knew each other? No, it was happening so quick and it was just over something she said to him. I don't even think she said something cause we talked to each other, so it's either as they got to know each other from outside of work or he must thought she was talking to him or something like that, cause all I know when I turned around I heard him that would make me turn around his voice. He "You think I'm playing with you," in a threatened tone, and when I turned around all I see and he shot 7-8 rounds and he ran out the thing. Okay, what is her name? That's why I was trying to get the female. She know her personally. I didn't bring her. Yep. In came the victim's supervisor, Sheila Aggie. Okay. And what is the victim's name? Brooklyn. Her name is okay. I thought that was your name. Brooklyn Taylor. Yeah, that's Brooklyn. Brooklyn Taylor. My name is she. I'm sorry. Did you hear or see anything? No, I was in okay. And so I heard gunshots and and how far away were you from this to be? You must have been close cause you heard him. And you heard him say, "You think I'm playing with you?" And then next thing 7 gunshots. I was just heard the power. Do you know her well at all? She has I know. Does she have a baby daddy? Yeah, my son is her baby daddy. Your son is her child. Have they been having issues? No. Okay. What's your son's name? Keith. The victim was identified as 19-year-old Brooklyn Taylor Sims. She shared a child with Keith Aggie. That's Sheila Aggie's son. Officers handed both Sheila and Jeremiah witness statement forms and began collecting the first detailed accounts of what happened inside aisle 52. Okay, hun. Do me a favor. Just if you can write everything you told me. Okay? What you heard, what you saw, fill it out as best as you can. okay? I'll put your DL and all that, whatever. Just I need your name, social, date of birth, current address, and all that on here. Okay. Oh, EMS. Get EMS. Somebody EMS. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Hey. Okay. All right. Now, someone get somebody now. Hey. Breathe. It's okay. We're getting in there, honey. Okay. Her son has a child. With the suspect gone, the search focused on his vehicle. This is going to be not a Cadillac. This is going to be a silver Malibu. He's taking a picture. The suspect was seen on the CCTV running through the parking lot and getting into a silver four-door sedan before speeding east toward Duval Street. And while officers were still processing that lead, another call came in. And this call caught Officer Meeks completely off guard. I see apparently he's on the phone. Huh? Who is the suspect wanted to turn himself in? Wait, what? Suspect? Not yet. We're about to go. Someone said they said he's on the phone with a suspect. Yeah, apparently might be at AMC in the parking lot. AMC, the movie theater, may right here. Yeah. Law enforcement units arrived at Bayou Plaza where the suspect was taken into custody without incident. He was shirtless, making it clear he was not carrying a weapon. He was standing right by that stuff, so I'm assuming that's going to be his phone. Okay. He heard over the radio someone asked where the car was. We never went past him, but he said, "Oh, it's in a doctor's parking lot." He said, "He's not from here, but it's close to a hotel." Okay. His silver Nissan was located nearby in the same parking lot. Also on the ground, they found his cell phone. Then another officer handed over the suspect's identity to Officer Meckware. "Sorry for my handwritten Ron McDonald House." There's okay, you heard that right. That's Keith Eric Aggie, Brooklyn's child's father and the son of Sheila Aggie. They found no weapon on him. Keith Aggie was dripping wet. He told the cops he drove here and wandered into the woods near a creek and eventually decided to call 911. What body of water did you go through? Was it that way or was it that way? It was there. It was that way. Okay. That's closer to where the car is at. Yeah. Okay. All right. On that call, Keith told the dispatcher he wanted to turn himself in because, in his words, he had made a mistake. "I know. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. All right. Oh no. Let's move all this stuff into my trunk." There you go. Keith was transported to the Escambia County Sheriff's Office for questioning. "Will you be real with me?" "Absolutely. Go ahead." "Is she still alive?" "No, she's dead. I thank you for your I don't deserve a chance. I don't deserve being talked to. Everybody deserves that." By all accounts, he appeared to be in shock. Investigators also began learning about his ongoing anger issues. "Everybody calls me crazy. Then now like now I want to die. I want to kill myself." Which is understandable because your adrenaline is maxed out at about 20 right now. Okay. And your body's going to start to slow down. Okay. You probably play football, right? Some kind of sport. I'm pass. I don't know. I'm pass a little bit. The last time I felt like this. Keith and Brooklyn had been in an on and off relationship for the past 4 years and shared a daughter together. And the 2 other times that you broke her phone. No, 2 times. 1. Oh yeah, that was 3.5 years ago. Yeah. But what I'm getting at, it was because she's cheating. Yeah, she was cheating. She was lying. He also said Brooklyn had previously taken out a protective order against him, though they still remained in contact so he could see their daughter. The judge just said a straight order. He said, "And I know y'all have a child, so I'm going to leave that up to y'all, but I don't know how. And guidelines is leaving that up to y'all as y'all come to an agreement." Knowing her, she doesn't like the agreement. Some go side, right? It's going to be her way or not. It's going to be her way or no way, which that's not. According to Keith, about 2 weeks earlier, the two had spent the weekend together at his residence. He described the weekend as pleasant and everything was great. He then walked investigators through the start of that day. He had begun his morning at work at Calvert Steel in Alabama. While at work, he received a call from a local medical office. This past week was the day after I dropped her off I started experience. They called me back today, told me it was gone real. Keith tested positive for an STD. If she gave me the STD, which I knew she did, just wanted her to tell me. Just tell me, so I can keep it in so I can calm down. They told me that crap hold. Yeah. It was a hole. They couldn't even bring you in the office to tell you that. What? That you had gonorrhea? They just doctor's office called me. According to Keith, what set him off was not simply the diagnosis, but the fact that Brooklyn blamed him for it. I don't care if she texted me or not. If Brooklyn had somebody else, I don't care about that. I'm not mad about that. But she knew she gave me something. If she wouldn't talk to me or own up to it, at least don't block me when I ask you like, hey, I'm being real with you. If you gave me something, just let me know. Well, before me and her hooked up, it wouldn't. And with the other person that you've had, you never had these signs and symptoms with her? No, the day after, like the day I dropped her off when she called me and said, I call you later, that's when I start experiencing the symptoms, and I stayed up till 7 at night, and cause she texted me at 7:30, so I get to the hotel in the morning, I just text, I was like, hey look, I try to stay up, I'm like, I'm gonna take it and go to sleep, and all stuff like that, which by the end I didn't go get the test at Monday because I felt a little tingling. It wasn't burning, but it was tingling, so I thought something was off. I thought, cause I've had a UTI for the first time 6 months ago. So I thought it was a UTI again. Gotcha. And then when I saw the discharge come out, yellow stuff, I was like, this ain't no UTI. I didn't have this last time. And what was she telling you? Was she blaming it on you? And she played to my mama like, I just wanted to talk to her, and I told my mom multiple times, I don't care if we talk. That's okay. I didn't want to know if she paid me something. He insisted he was not someone who cheated, though he admitted that during a breakup about a month and a half earlier, he had briefly dated another woman. So, does she even know that you were diagnosed and had a positive test for his dad? I told her like I had something. I was like, be real with me. I was like, did you give it to me? Well, it's probably one of your. Once he got the results, something inside him changed and his anger escalated. So is that what upset you more, was the STD, or that she was stepping out on you? STD, Brooklyn could live her life where Brooklyn, I didn't have no problem with Brooklyn being with somebody else. All I had problem was the STD. By his own account, it reached a point where he could no longer control himself. Something investigators noted was compounded by his mental health struggles. Keith said he left work, drove home, and retrieved a 9mm handgun. From there, he got on the road and headed toward the Home Depot in Pensacola. What were you thinking about when you started driving down here? I don't know where my mind was. I was mad, cried a little bit, stopped the car, was going to turn around. At one point, he pulled over on the interstate in Loxley, Alabama, and stopped to think about whether he should keep going. Did you try calling her and let her know? I didn't know. I didn't want to. I didn't want to hurt her. But he chose to continue. When he arrived at Home Depot, he parked and walked inside. He knew exactly where Brooklyn would be working because his mother worked there, too. He went straight to Icisle 52 to speak with her. But according to his statement, Brooklyn turned her back on him. So she just turned her back on you. She had said something like, oh, not this shit. You turned around. Which all it does is make you feel once again not hurt, right? Because that's all you're looking for. To him, that moment became the breaking point. He had driven all the way from Alabama to confront her, and in his mind, she dismissed him. Or at least, hey, can we go outside and talk about this or something? Just some kind of acknowledgement. Well, I was expecting she'd say, hey, Keith, what are you doing here? Okay, I'll speak to you outside for a minute. Really, cause I asked her multiple times before, like even before, too. I can speak to you for a second. I always ask, I don't even just, hey, can we talk? Can we speak for a second? Do you mind talking to me? Because you're generally a respectful guy until she blew you off. Then, according to Keith, one of Brooklyn's co-workers laughed at him. That was when he pulled the handgun and fired multiple rounds, killing Brooklyn and injuring 2 others before running back out of the store and fleeing in his vehicle. He later threw the gun from the window as he drove away. And I know that in the back of your mind, you're thinking about, I hope some kid doesn't find the gun. We found it. Okay, so we have it. Thank you. Deputies eventually recovered the firearm near the Mako on Davis Highway. After that, Keith drove to a movie theater parking lot and wandered through the nearby woods. So, you just parked the car and got out of it, and that's when you called. I walked the car. I walked the road for a while, cried, contemplated, was angry with myself again. I sat down and it's like I was begging him. I was like, you just got to call them. You got to call them 'cause it's not you. I was like, that's not you. You're not the type of person they're gonna catch running down the street. They got to haul down and knock off with the car tackle. I was like, that's not me. It's like, I can't. At some point, the adrenaline wore off and he made the decision to call 911 and surrender. So, did you use your phone when you called 911? Yeah. Okay. Was it still on you, or did you throw that out as well? It was in the parking lot when one of them picked it up. Okay. During questioning, Keith made one request. He asked detectives to let his grandmother know that he was okay. Hello. Hello, Miss Rivers. Yes, you. Yes, ma'am. This is Investigator Martinez. The reason I'm calling is because I'm just calling to let you, it's a courtesy call to let you know that Keith is okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that to the highest. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Is there anything that you want to tell Keith right now? I don't even know what to say to him, you know? Okay. Well, he's listening. OT. Yeah. Look, Kim, I love you, son. I don't know what happened, but I love you, and hey, I'll be hearing from you or seeing you or something. All right, Miss Rivers, I'll stay in contact with you. I'll send you that information. All right, sir. I sure appreciate that. Yes, ma'am. No doubt. Right, man. You got to know what the number to know what she meant. Investigators also tried reaching Sheila Aggie so she could speak with him, but she never answered. By that point, the case had already taken a devastating turn. Why would she talk to a killer? So, I know why your mom didn't answer. What? She's in the hospital. In the hospital? Yeah. She got a little overwhelmed with everything that was going on. And she passed out. And when she did, she kind of conked her head a little bit. So there, she's okay. But that's why she's not answering the phone. But what I'm going to tell you about that is that this whole thing caused her to pass out. That tells me that she cares a little more than you think. With the interview winding down, it was time to move into the formal process. Paperwork, charges, and booking. Do me one favor. I know we signed it, but can you raise your right hand? You swear that what you told me today is the truth. To the best of knowledge. To the best of my knowledge, yes, sir. Is the truth. Okay. The investigators left Keith alone for about an hour. When they came back to check on him, Keith said there was something else he needed to confess. Something involving his mother, Sheila. Can I talk to you for a second? Yeah. Where'd you go? I know. Yeah, I got my phone. Yeah. And stuff like that. I had to text my mama beforehand. You text your mama what? I had to text my mama beforehand. Okay. And I know ain't no sense in a holding, feeling me. You'll got the phone. You'll got to open up everything. I was lying when I said, I was like, you know what I do? I'll shoot somebody in front of the police and get away. I was talking obviously, but I knew it didn't matter then, but still it's like the only thing all shit's coming back to me at once, and that was today you text her that. Gotcha. 'Cause I was just telling her like I just wanna die. I was like, she's like, I'm gonna jail like jail hell. She's like, I want the police to kill. Like, I told her, I was like, I just want the police to kill. Well, I'm still glad you didn't make that decision. Keith Aggie was booked into the Escambia County Jail and held without bond, pending his first appearance in circuit court. 3 days later, detectives pulled data from Keith Aggie's phone. What they found changed the direction of the case. Among the recovered data were deleted text messages between Keith and his mother. Because of what those messages suggested, investigators traveled from Florida to Alabama to interview Sheila in person. The reason why we're here, we want to talk to you. It's about what happened on Friday. Yes. Okay. I know the deputies that arrived on scene tried talking to you. And once, like I said, I think you had a medical emergency and then they ended up having to transport you over to the hospital. Is that correct? You didn't go to the hospital. Okay. That was my misunderstanding. You were checked out by an ambulance. Yeah, I fainted and they just checked my blood pressure and my finger. I got you. Okay. When they sat down with her, investigators got straight to the point. Did she have prior knowledge of what Keith intended to do? Did you know that he left his job that day? I didn't know until afterwards. Okay. Would it surprise you to find out that the text messages on Keith's phone weren't deleted? Between you and him that day? Between me and him? I mean, I know it would surprise me at all. It wouldn't surprise you. Okay. Would it surprise you that I have 32 pages of y'all's text messages? No, that would surprise you. Okay. Do you want me to read some of those? You can. I mean, you can if you want to, sir. Okay. According to the timeline, it all started with a phone call at 10:35 that morning. So, at 10:35 a.m. on Friday, this phone call was received from the Greater Mobile Urgent Care Clinic. So, they called Keith to let him know that his test results came about positive for an STD. You remember that? I don't know, I don't remember him getting the phone call. No, sir. I understand that. Yes, sir. Sheila claimed that some of the messages had actually been sent by Brooklyn using her phone, not by her. But as investigators reviewed the full thread, a much different picture began to emerge. Rather than calming Keith down, the messages showed Sheila feeding the situation instead of stopping it. As investigators continued piecing it together, they came to believe Sheila had done more than encourage him. The messages suggested she had actively helped him locate Brooklyn. A short time later, Keith again asked for Brooklyn's exact location. Roughly an hour and a half before the shooting, Sheila sent him Brooklyn's current location inside the store. In the end, investigators concluded that Sheila Agee had not only known what was coming, but had helped make it possible. She was arrested and charged as a principal to the first-degree murder of Brooklyn Taylor Sims. Days before the murder, Brooklyn had sent Sheila a photo from a doctor's appointment dated August 5th. The message made it clear Brooklyn did not have an STD. That meant Keith's rage could have been stopped days earlier. Instead, it wasn't. Brooklyn Taylor Sims was only 19 years old. She went to work that day and never made it home to her child. Both Keith Agee and Sheila Agee were ultimately convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. What makes this case hit so hard is that it was not unavoidable. There were several moments where this could have stopped. Several chances for someone to break the chain. No one did. And that is what makes this story stay with you long after it ends. The investigation didn't end with the arrests. In many ways, that was just the beginning of a much deeper and more disturbing unraveling. Detectives now had to answer the hardest question of all. Not just what happened, but why it was allowed to happen. As the case moved forward, prosecutors began building a timeline so detailed that it would later leave a courtroom completely silent. Every call, every message, every missed opportunity to stop what was coming. Digital forensics became the backbone of the case. When investigators finished extracting the data from Keith's phone, they didn't just find anger. They found escalation, a steady climb from frustration to obsession to something far more dangerous. At first, the messages looked like arguments, relationship drama, the kind of back and forth that happens when trust is broken. But then the tone changed. Keith's texts became more intense, more desperate, more erratic. He wasn't just asking questions anymore. He was demanding answers, pushing, pressing, refusing to let it go. And then came the messages to his mother. At first, Sheila appeared to be responding like any concerned parent, asking what was wrong, trying to understand what had happened. But as detectives read further, something shifted. Instead of calming him down, she began feeding the fire. When Keith expressed anger, she didn't de-escalate. She validated it. When he accused Brooklyn, she didn't question it. She reinforced it. And when he asked where Brooklyn was, she answered. That single decision would later become one of the most critical moments in the entire case. Because from that point on, this was no longer just about a man acting alone in a moment of rage. This was about influence, about encouragement, about whether someone else helped push him over the edge. Prosecutors would later argue that Sheila didn't just fail to stop her son. She helped guide him directly to the victim. Back at the crime scene, investigators were still processing physical evidence. Each shell casing was photographed, logged, and collected. The trajectory of the bullets was mapped out in detail. The pattern told a chilling story. This wasn't random. This wasn't a warning. It was targeted. Brooklyn had been the focus from the moment Keith stepped into that aisle. The surviving victims gave statements that only reinforced that conclusion. Tiana Thomas, still recovering from her injury, described the panic in those seconds. The sound of gunfire echoing through the store, the confusion, the fear. But what stood out most was how fast it happened. There was no prolonged argument, no drawn-out confrontation, just a few words, and then gunfire. Jeremiah, the coworker who witnessed it all, struggled to make sense of what he saw. In his statement, he kept coming back to the same question. Why? Why would someone walk into a workplace and do something like this? Why over something that could have been talked through or walked away from? Those questions would follow the case all the way to trial. And inside the courtroom, the answers would be even harder to hear. When the trial began, the prosecution laid out their case step by step. They showed the CCTV footage. They played the 911 call. They read the messages. And then they brought in the witnesses. One by one, people who had been there that day took the stand. Employees, customers, first responders, each telling their version of what happened, each adding another piece to the puzzle. But the most powerful moment came when Brooklyn's family spoke. They didn't talk about the shooting. They talked about her life, about who she was outside of that moment. A 19-year-old mother, a daughter, a person with plans, responsibilities, and a future that was taken in seconds. They spoke about her child, a child who would now grow up without a mother. And as they spoke, the courtroom shifted, because this case was no longer just about evidence. It was about impact. The defense, on the other hand, tried to paint a different picture. They focused on Keith's mental state, his emotional instability, his claim that he snapped under pressure. They argued that he wasn't thinking clearly, that his actions, while tragic, were not premeditated in the traditional sense. But the prosecution pushed back hard. They pointed to the drive from Alabama, the decision to bring a firearm, the messages leading up to the incident, the fact that he knew exactly where Brooklyn would be. This wasn't sudden, they argued. This was building. And then they turned to Sheila. Her involvement became one of the most controversial aspects of the trial, because while she never pulled the trigger, her actions before the shooting raised serious legal and moral questions. The prosecution argued that she had a duty to stop him, that when she saw the direction things were going, she should have intervened. Instead, they said she did the opposite. She provided information. She engaged in the conversation. She failed to act when it mattered most. The defense countered by saying she never believed he would actually go through with it, that she thought he was venting, talking, expressing frustration. But prosecutors made one point clear. When someone tells you they are angry enough to hurt someone, you don't ignore it. You don't encourage it. You stop it, or you try, because once it crosses that line, there's no taking it back. After days of testimony, the case went to the jury. Deliberations didn't take long. The evidence was overwhelming. The timeline was clear. The intent, according to the prosecution, had been proven. Both Keith Agee and Sheila Agee were found guilty. First-degree murder. Life in prison without the possibility of parole. No second chances. No reduced sentences. Just a lifetime to think about what happened and what could have been prevented. And that's what makes this case so haunting. Not just the violence, but the buildup, the warning signs, the moments where everything could have changed. A conversation that could have gone differently. A message that could have de-escalated instead of escalating. A decision to step back instead of move forward. It's easy to look at the final moment and ask how something like this happens. But the truth is, it doesn't happen all at once. It builds, piece by piece, until one moment changes everything. And for Brooklyn Taylor Sims, that moment came in aisle 52. A normal day, a normal shift, until it wasn't. And now her story serves as a reminder of how quickly things can spiral, of how dangerous unchecked anger can become, and of how sometimes The people closest to a situation have the greatest power to stop it, or to make it worse. If this story stayed with you, take a moment to think about that. Because cases like this aren't just about what happened. They're about what could have been done before it did. Even after the verdict was delivered, the story didn't feel finished. Because for the people left behind, there is no real ending, only aftermath. In the weeks following the trial, Brooklyn's name began to spread far beyond the courtroom. What happened inside that store wasn't just another headline. It became a case people couldn't stop talking about. Not because it was complicated, but because it was preventable. And that idea, that this didn't have to happen, is what made it so hard to accept. For Brooklyn's family, life had split into two parts. Before that day, and everything after. Simple routines became painful reminders. A phone that would never ring again. A door that would never open. Moments that once felt ordinary, now felt heavy. But nothing compared to the reality of her child growing up without her. That loss doesn't show up in police reports. It doesn't get captured in evidence photos. But it's the kind of loss that lasts the longest. And for the child at the center of it all, the impact will unfold over years, not days. Learning about who their mother was through stories, through pictures, through memories shared by others. Trying to understand something that never should have happened in the first place. Back in the community, people who had been inside that store that day were still trying to process what they experienced. For some, it was the sound. Gunshots echoing through a place that was supposed to feel normal. For others, it was the confusion. Not knowing where the danger was, or how close it might be. And for many, it was the realization of how quickly everything changed. One moment they were shopping, working, going about their day. The next, they were running for their lives. These kinds of moments don't just disappear. They stay with you, sometimes in obvious ways, sometimes in ways you don't expect. A loud noise, a crowded space, a sudden movement. Things that once felt harmless suddenly feel different. And for first responders, the impact can be just as real. The officers who arrived on scene had seconds to make decisions. Decisions that could mean the difference between life and death. Do you chase the suspect? Or stop to help the victim? Do you assume the threat is gone? Or prepare for the worst? There's no time to think it through. No time to weigh every option. You act. And then later you replay it, over and over again, wondering if there was anything you could have done differently, even when you know deep down that you did everything you could. Cases like this leave a mark, not just on families, not just on witnesses, but on everyone who had to step into that moment, and then step out of it, carrying what they saw with them. As more details became public, another conversation started to grow. One that went beyond this single case. It was about warning signs, about recognizing when someone is spiraling, about understanding the difference between someone who is upset and someone who might become dangerous. Because looking back, there were signs, the messages, the anger, the way Keith described his thoughts leading up to that day. Moments where intervention might have changed the outcome. But recognizing those moments in real time isn't always easy. People vent. They say things they don't mean. They express anger in ways that don't lead to violence. So where is the line? When does frustration become something more serious? When does it become something that needs to be taken as a real threat? These aren't simple questions, but they matter, because in cases like this, that line was crossed, and no one stopped it. Another layer of the case that stayed with people was the role of communication, or the lack of it. Keith kept saying the same thing during questioning. He just wanted her to be honest. He wanted an answer, closure, something to calm what he was feeling. But instead of stepping away or seeking help, he chose confrontation. And when that didn't go the way he expected, everything escalated. It's a reminder of how dangerous it can be when emotions take control. When the need for answers turns into something more intense, something more consuming. Because in that state, logic takes a back seat, and decisions get made in seconds that can't be undone. There's also the question of accountability. Not just legal accountability, but personal responsibility. At multiple points, Keith had choices. He could have turned around during the drive. He could have left the store. He could have walked away from that aisle. Each of those moments was a chance to stop, a chance to choose a different path. But he didn't, and that's what ultimately led to where things ended. For Sheila, the conversation was different, but just as important, because her involvement raised a difficult question. What responsibility do we have when someone we care about is heading in the wrong direction? Do we defend them, support them no matter what, or do we step in, even if it means going against them? It's not an easy position to be in. But in this case, the consequences of those choices were clear, and they were permanent. As time passed, the headlines faded. New stories took their place. But for the people connected to this case, nothing faded. Because this wasn't just a story. It was real. It was personal. And it changed everything. For viewers watching from the outside, it's easy to see the outcome and think about what should have happened differently. But the real takeaway goes deeper than that. It's about awareness, about paying attention to the people around you, about recognizing when something feels off and not ignoring it, about understanding that words, even in anger, can sometimes mean more than they seem. And most importantly, it's about knowing that one decision, one moment, can change multiple lives forever. Because in the end, this wasn't just about one person losing control. It was about a chain of events, a series of choices, and the absence of intervention when it mattered most. That's what makes this case linger. That's what makes it hard to forget. And that's why stories like this continue to be told. Not just to remember what happened, but to remind people of what can happen when warning signs are missed. If this story made you think, take a moment and reflect on that. Because sometimes awareness is the only thing that stands between a moment of anger and a lifetime of consequences. And once that line is crossed, there's no going back. Long after the investigation closed and the courtroom doors shut, the ripple effects of that day kept moving outward. Because events like this don't stay contained. They spread into families, into workplaces, into communities that never expected to be connected to something like this. At the Home Depot, things eventually reopened. The aisles were restocked. The floors were cleaned. Customers came back. From the outside, it started to look normal again. But for the employees who returned, it didn't feel the same. They knew exactly where it happened. Aisle 52, a place that used to mean inventory counts, daily tasks, routine work. Now it carried something heavier. Some employees avoided it completely. Others forced themselves to walk past it, trying to prove to themselves they could. But even then, the memory was still there. Not just of what they saw, but of what they heard. Those seconds, those sounds, the confusion, the panic, the sudden shift from normal to chaos. Workplaces are supposed to feel predictable, safe. But when something like this happens, that sense of safety doesn't come back overnight. Sometimes it takes months. Sometimes it never fully returns. Management brought in support, counselors, time off, opportunities for employees to talk through what they experienced. Because ignoring it, pretending it didn't happen, wasn't an option. And for some, speaking about it helped. For others, it didn't, because trauma doesn't follow a schedule. It doesn't resolve on command. It stays until it doesn't. And even then, it can come back without warning. For the customers who were there that day, the experience was just as real. Some had gone in for something simple, a tool, a piece of equipment, a quick stop before heading home. Instead, they found themselves running, hiding, trying to make sense of what was happening around them. Later, many of them would replay those moments in their minds, asking the same questions over and over again. Where was I standing? How close was it? What if I had been a few steps to the left or the right? Those what-ifs don't have answers, but they don't go away easily either. And then there's the impact on the broader community. Because once a place becomes associated with something like this, it changes how people see it. Even if they were never there, even if they weren't directly involved. The story becomes part of the location, part of its identity. People hear the name, and they remember, and that memory shapes how they feel about it. For some, it creates fear. For others, it creates caution, a heightened awareness of surroundings, an instinct to notice exits, to pay attention to behavior. Things that once felt unnecessary suddenly feel important. And while that awareness can be useful, it also comes from a place of experience, or in this case, witnessing the aftermath of someone else's. As more discussions happened around the case, experts began weighing in, talking about behavioral patterns, about escalation, about the importance of intervention. One point came up again and again. Violence like this rarely comes out of nowhere. There are usually signs, changes in behavior, intense emotional reactions, statements that hint at something deeper. But recognizing those signs and acting on them are two very different things, because it often requires stepping into an uncomfortable situation, asking difficult questions, possibly upsetting someone in order to protect them or others. And not everyone feels equipped to do that. Not everyone knows how. That's why awareness matters. Not just knowing what to look for, but understanding what to do when you see it. In Keith's case, his own words during interrogation revealed something important. He didn't see himself as someone capable of what he did. He kept repeating that. That's not me. But in that moment, it was. And that disconnect between how someone sees themselves and what they're capable of under pressure is something that experts say shouldn't be ignored. Because people don't always recognize when they're crossing a line. Sometimes they justify it, minimize it, convince themselves it's not as serious as it actually is, until it is. And by then, it's too late. Another aspect that stood out in this case was how quickly things escalated once Keith arrived at the store. There was no prolonged back and forth, no extended confrontation, just a brief exchange, and then violence, which raises another important point. When emotions are already high, it doesn't take much to trigger a reaction. A word, a gesture, even silence. Things that might seem small in a normal situation can feel amplified in an emotional one. And that's why de-escalation is so important, not just for professionals, but for everyday situations. Knowing when to step back, when to disengage, when to create space instead of pushing forward. Because sometimes, the safest move isn't to resolve the conflict in that moment. It's to pause it, to come back to it later, when emotions aren't running as high. In this case, that pause never happened, and the result was irreversible. As the story continued to circulate, it also sparked conversations about relationships, about communication, about trust, and about how quickly things can break down when those elements aren't handled carefully. Because at the center of all this was a relationship that had become unstable, marked by tension, arguments, unresolved issues, and instead of being addressed in a healthy way, those issues built up over time, until they reached a breaking point. It's a reminder that unresolved conflict doesn't just disappear. It accumulates, and if it's not managed, it can turn into something much more serious. For viewers watching from the outside, there's a tendency to look for a single cause, a single moment that explains everything. But cases like this don't usually have just one cause. They're made up of multiple factors, emotions, decisions, influences, missed opportunities, all coming together in a way that leads to a single outcome. And understanding that complexity is key to understanding the case itself. Because if you simplify it too much, you miss the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is where the lessons are. The kind that go beyond this one story. The kind that apply to everyday life. How we handle conflict. How we respond to anger. How we support the people around us, especially when they're struggling. Because sometimes, the most important moments aren't the big ones. They're the small ones. The conversations, the reactions, the decisions that seem minor at the time, but add up over time. In the end, what happened at that Home Depot wasn't just about a single act. It was about a sequence, a buildup, A chain reaction that could have been interrupted at multiple points, but wasn't. And that's what makes it stay with people. Not just the outcome, but the path that led there. Because when you understand the path, you start to see where things could have changed. And that's where awareness turns into something more. Something that can actually make a difference. If the story left an impact on you, take that with you. Not just as something you watched, but as something you learned from. Because the goal isn't just to understand what happened. It's to recognize the signs, the patterns, the moments in real life. And maybe, just maybe, stop something before it reaches that point. Because once it does, there's no undoing it. If this case stayed with you, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video meaningful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next case. I'll see you in the next one. For more chilling true crime stories, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.